After 4 months of protests calling for the country's president, Ali Abdullah Saleh, to stand down, and 10 days of fierce tribal fighting that left hundreds dead, an uneasy peace has descended on the streets of Sana'a. But Yemen's fragile economy has reached a breaking point. The economic disruption caused by the violence has sent living costs for Yemenis soaring.
The situation in general has deteriorated in Yemen. There's a crisis in the economy, in tourism, in everything. You know, in petrol, in electricity, in all of it. There's no electricity, so everything is turned off and petrol is expensive.
Their country is one of the world's hungriest, and since the unrest, food prices have risen sharply.
The price of a bag of flour is 4,500, and now it's being sold for 6,500 and 7,000. Now we know the value of routine and order.
More than 40% of Yemenis earn less than $2 a day. With millions already short of food, more expensive bread could mean starvation for many. Being able to afford fresh water is another problem. Only 2 months ago, a tank of water that lasted a household of 5 to 10 people a few days cost 1,500 Yemeni riyals, about $15.
Since this crisis, I'm buying a tank of water for about the equivalent of $40. Hopefully the crisis will subside soon.
One reason that things are getting more expensive is because of fuel shortages, the result of anti-government tribes in the oil-producing area of Ma'arib bombing an oil pipeline. Oil cannot be transported to be refined, petrol and cooking gas are now in short supply, and the cost of bringing in food and water has soared. The roads are empty, and Yemenis spend hours waiting to fill up with petrol. Their frustration is evident.
So far for 2 months. All these reasons, they're incomprehensible to us. We don't know anything. Whether it's political, internal, external, only God knows. In general, there's no petrol sector in Yemen. There's zero petrol in Yemen. Now Saudi is sending raw petrol, so things will hopefully start getting better. Only God knows.
Things may yet get worse. The central bank's reserves are dwindling, jeopardising the government's ability to import vital commodities like wheat and rice. Amid the uncertainty, people are stockpiling food, fuel and water. Speaking off the record, one senior official said it's a miracle that the economy had not collapsed entirely. But with oil and tax revenues down and expenditure up as fuel now has to be imported, an implosion may not be far off. Many Yemenis hope for financial help from their wealthy neighbour, Saudi Arabia, which has come to their rescue in the past.
The situation has deteriorated, unfortunately. Yes, let's hope the regime goes down soon, God willing.
For the time being, there's a sense that the country's future is on hold. Whether Mr. Saleh is gone for good remains to be seen. In the meantime, his opponents and the forces that remain loyal to him are preparing for more fighting. The streets of Sana'a may be calm for now, but the threat of civil war still looms.
The Economist.